Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this week I'm going to do a little bit of both, where I'm going to create a video just to be uploaded, which is going to be about converting this HST set from DC into DCC, and to introduce some digital LED lighting as well. At the same time though, because it's been a Sunday, I will be doing a live stream where I'm actually going to be putting these various parts together in order to do the conversion. So whilst I may do this video as a sort of like a thought process sort of thing of what I'm going to be doing, I'll either be taking extracts from my live and introducing it through this video, or probably the easiest thing for you to do is watch my live stream, which was sent out on the 17th of September, which is a Sunday. Either way, hopefully it'll show you the process of me going through the conversion process and utilising a couple of extra bits just to make it a little bit more dynamic and updated. Okay then guys, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to utilise a PCB board which is X7074 power side. I will also be doing the dummy car which is 7075, and also two sets of LED lights, which will be the LED board for the front and the inside cab light. So these packs are relatively cheap, local auction line, and I've also gone and downloaded the service sheet. This is where I initially got the parts in the first place. So it's from a class 43 HST from 2016 onwards, and as you can see here, we've got the PCB board and we've got the LED lighting. Now although I'm going to be fitting this to an analogue earlier version of the Hornby HST, I'm hoping that this will obviously sit on top of the metal casting weight that they put in there, and obviously hopefully these then will be sufficient length to go into the cab area and the front LEDs. Parts I did was basically to track down the bits and pieces, so I had the main PCB and the dummy PCB board there, and obviously the lighting board for power and dummy. Here's your corresponding part numbers. So there was the parts that I ordered. That's how I went about identifying and tracking down those parts. I've had a look again today. These were bought about a year ago, and they are still available. So if you are thinking about upgrading your analogue HSTs, want to add a bit more light into it, and obviously doing a neater job, should I say, from converting from analog to DCC, and by all means this is probably one of the better ways to go. For those who don't want to go down the route of putting in a PCB board, what you can do is you can buy these small PCB boards which have already got the 8-pin socket soldered, and you've got the handy little solder pads running down the sides to allow your wires to obviously put power in, and then obviously any of your outgoing power lighting, auxiliary lighting, etc., to whatever you're going to install. Also into the frame, guys, I'm going to throw in this updated lighting board. This is from Black Cat Technology. He's an online seller, and along with this he does come with a quite detailed fitting instruction for his LED PCB boards. So there's another option that you could use, and it gives you some instructions in there on where to solder, and if you need to, you can do some modifications if you don't want certain lights on. So this is just basically a backup just in case that this PCB board isn't quite sufficient enough. Obviously these are designed to go with the front lighting kit, which I think, if I can look at, is relation to these parts here. I haven't actually got these parts. However, I have done lighting for the HSTs using these Black Cat technology PCB boards before, and it would just be literally a case of just desoldering these and then resoldering onto the three connections on the back. Just there, yeah, these three little panels there. So hopefully that's what I'm going to be doing today. For the actual kit it's going to go on, I'm going to try and resurrect the following. If I can get this out without using both hands. It does have pickups on all four sides of the wheels. So pickup wise, I've already tested it with a 9-volt battery and they all work quite soundly. I will probably give these a bit more of a clean while we're in the strip down process. So this is what I'll be upgrading, and hopefully then if we have time we'll get it onto layout later on today. Main goal of this is obviously do the conversion, but ultimately to get a couple of the sound decoders in, which I'll need to purchase, and I'm after the variants that have the Valenta engine stand on them, which is just about right for this particular era of HST. Okay, so the PCB board is back on. We've correctly wired it up now. This point here, this point here relates to the right hand side of the pickups, and this point here, and this point just there. Is that focused in? That one there, that relates to the left hand side pickups, the track. Having made that mistake the other week, which I thought it was this beat, which actually isn't. This is actually the feeds to the motor. So if anyone who wants to put in PCBs in the future, rather than just the obviously the 8-pin versions that we have, it can be done. Just remember that obviously these four corners are the actual pickups. It was just a mistake I made, quickly rectified, and obviously in this video I'm just clarifying that. So there's your pickups. For the actual lighting then, as discussed, we've gone for the Black Cat LED lighting for the front. What I've done here is underneath this board where this socket is, there's obviously the 8 pins, so normally you'd see something similar to those pins at the bottom. What I've done is I've wired 3 wires directly to the pins on the actual DCC socket. Now you can, if you want, use the power I've taken from this. I was having a couple of issues. It's something I just need to clarify next time, but obviously I wanted to get this up and running relatively quickly as possible, because I have now got 2 sound decoders on their way. They're the Valenta sound, which was typical of the older style HSTs that we had in service at the time, so it will match quite perfectly with these. They still had a few of these running around with Valentas, and then they switched them over to Paxman, so we should get quite a good sound from this set. It's one of those things. It was a quick mistake that I made last time. We managed to sort of solve the issue by putting in the temporary DCC plug, just to make sure that everything else was working. So we clarified that. But this, as it stands at the moment, is our DCC system. If I put my power onto this test track, and there we go. That's the front light. And obviously if I need to go in reverse now and switch to the LEDs of the rear. So that just shows that obviously there's definitely power going through. It's going through from the DCC plug, and for the time being I've just, like I said, bypassed this for now. I need to work on it. It could be again another little glitch that I come across. I might be able to rectify over time, but at the end of the day this is the type of LEDs that I wanted in my system. Okay, so what we'll do now is basically this board's going to be attached to the front face of the cab area. What I'll do is I'll put a little bit of black tack on there. I'll put this in place, make sure the wiring's all good to go, it's not going to get caught everywhere, and I'll just mount this around here for now, and then we'll give it a run on the track to see how it goes. Okay, let's move on. So that's the front cab thing area put back in now, the seat and stuff. Obviously the PCB board is at the front. Just got to tuck this red wire in just a little bit more and put a little bit of black tack maybe on there just to hold it in place. Obviously moving back, we've got a temporary decoder. I'm just going to sit in here for now while we give it a bit of a run. Obviously in here there is quite a void in there, so my plan is to basically get the sound decoder, either put the chip down in there so it's hidden away, and then obviously the 2 wires that would normally come out for the speaker. What I'll probably end up doing is, where is it? I'll probably end up fitting the speaker into the roof area. And what we'll do at the same time is, obviously it's going to come in with its default speaker, which was a TTS speaker from Hornby. We'll try the sound on that. I have got a i7 speaker lying around somewhere. We'll test it with that as well. I usually find that the i7 speakers are a lot better. So if that is going to be the case, especially for the Valenta sound, then we'll swap the speaker out. But that's pretty much it in regards to the conversion. So the board itself cost me $7.99, PCB board. If you want the number, I can certainly put that back on the screen for you. There we go. I use that particular board as the power board, and I think for the dummy one, I think what I'm going to probably do is just put in just this one. I think for the actual dummy one, there's only one set of pickups on the dummy car. It'll fit quite well onto that. Put the sound code in, decoder onto there, and it should all be good to go. As a how-to guide, it might be a bit long-winded, guys, and I know there's plenty of other videos out there. It's down to yourselves which one you watch. You know, I don't hold any favours. I'm no expert on electronics in the first place, but this is how I like to try and do things. Okay, so what I'm going to do is fit it into this segment of the roof. We're going to keep this one for now. For some reason I can't find the iPhone 7 speaker. But in order for this to sit a bit more flush, we're just going to take these 2 end tabs off. You may find you have to do this on certain speaker boxes that come from Hornby. So what they do is essentially put this into here, and they're going to secure it down with a bit of black tack, and that's essentially where it's going to sit. And then the DCC chip can sit just on the top side of there, basically. Let's get it on the track and run it in and see how it does. So that's everything pretty much installed onto this HST set now. The LEDs are all installed. The sound, obviously decoders are working. Obviously a matched pair. I've put them to the same channel number. So when I start these up, both of them will start their engines up pretty much at this, more or less at the same time. Put the LED lights on just to show you that they do actually work on the front. Probably the only one thing I'll add to this was the speaker system on this is just using the default Hornby ones, and I have learned from the past that if you change the settings from the default volume, if you go slightly higher, for some particular reason the speakers that they install doesn't quite handle it very well. So the default was, I think it was 4. I've put it to level 7, and obviously the whistle tone sort of thing is quite prominent on this when you hear it, but obviously it drowns out the sort of the bassy sort of part of the engine that you would normally find if you was to use a TTS sound decoder with a mega bass speaker on it. So to that end, then what I'm going to do is basically we'll end up changing those speakers. I'll be changing them to those mega bass speakers, and hopefully then when I put those in a couple of weeks time, we'll be able to hear a noticeable difference where you can actually hear the grumbling of the engine as well as the high-pitched scream of the turbo being kicked in. It's been a bit of a challenge on this one. Let's see how it goes for now then, and yeah, hopefully it runs okay. Lights are come on. Okay, so that's it then guys, I had a bit of a run around. Obviously my track does need cleaning in certain places, and I think you can hear it now sort of thing. I don't think that speaker's really up to it at all, is it? But overall it's been a good conversion. Everything seems to be working, apart from that one decoder on the other side. We'll get that back to Hornby for the warranty repair, because it shouldn't be lighting up the front lights when you put the loco on the track with all your switches turned off. So it's definitely getting a direct feed from the track straight through to the lights. It shouldn't be happening. So we'll send that back and see what Hornby say about it. But failing that then, this will be me now for a couple of weeks. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Plan is to basically, I'll order in the 2 megabass speakers at the end of this month, and we'll get them replaced, and hopefully by then we'll have this one up and running, and possibly the dummy car. Just depends on whether Hornby gets back to us with regards to a replacement decoder. But when they do, we'll have it fitted, and we'll do a quick run session just to show you the difference, which you can compare between this video and the one that I'll do in about, say, 4 weeks time. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It is a bit long-winded, and yes, it's not without its faults. Yeah, there is a few issues that we've come across, but we've managed to overcome those. And it's good to see that this thing's not sat in a box anymore, and it's out in its rightful place on the layout. So I look forward to doing a couple more in a few months' time, hopefully with a lot quicker and better results. And who knows, we may even sort of do some cab lighting and maybe some carriage internal lighting as well. We'll to see what Santa brings us. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It all helps towards the YouTube algorithms. And we'll catch you again very soon. Bye for now.